Yeah, this was back in the 80s. This was like way back when we did a festival on this site, and there would be one telephone on the entire site, and it would be a rotary phone that plugged into a line that we ran through a ditch down from the buildings out to the center of the field. And we ran the whole festival on one telephone. We had ESP or something because we could always find each other. We didn't need to call each other. But anyway, one Sunday morning, about 4 o'clock in the morning, we had a big dispatch center in the middle of the festival over here, and it had a radio call center, an information booth, and a first aid booth all in one. And then on top of that, there was a bank. And then on top of that, there was a lookout tower where you could stand and you could see the gates and stuff. And about 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm alone in this shack, and a call comes from the head coordinator, Ron Clark, over the radio, and all he says is, "Don't let anyone use the telephone." Right? And that seemed like a weird call, so I was calling back at first trying to find out like what's going on, but I got no response. So I unplugged the phone and I took it up the stairs and I parked it in this little cubby hole we have, and as I started to come down the stairs, a great big man, about 6'4", 280, burst into the room. Good looking guy. He was about 25 years old, clean cut, really like healthy looking, but really muscular and big. And he bellowed at me and he said, "My name is Jesus the Christ, and I need to use the telephone." And I'm standing up these stairs. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. We have no telephone here." And then he like really brought himself in and he bellowed, "My name is Jesus the Christ, and I demand to use the telephone." And he started up the stairs towards me, and I didn't know what to do, so I just remembered in judo, and I stepped down on the stairs and I locked my leg behind his, and I gave him as big a push as I could. And I'm a little guy, and he's a great big guy, and he goes over backwards because he's falling off that first step and grabs me. And I really thought I was toast because we hit the ground, him down first on his back, and I'm on top of him. And right then the security team burst into the room, and we were able to turn the fellow over. And I remember I had him one foot under each arm, and other people had holds of different parts of his body, and we walked him out face down all the way from the center of the field to the front gate. And the whole time he couldn't move because we had him face down. And we got up there, and the policeman got out of his car and he said, "Who do we have here?" And the head coordinator said, "We have Jesus the Christ." And so he went away for a few days. But the funny part of that whole story came about 6 months later when the head security coordinator and I, a guy named Garth Owen, and I went to see a new movie that was out called E.T. And when E.T. wanted to phone home, we both fell out of our chairs because we relived Jesus wanting to call home. So those things can happen at a fair.